Response video to noelplum99. Wow, that's a really annoying introduction. Insert coin and press play. And you have the slot machine doing the... Oh, wow. That's so cool. 99.
Okay, well this is something that I've not done before. Not that I've not made a video response before, but the video responses that I've made have usually been substantial, have dealt with issues, and this isn't. If you wanted to file this, if you're in the local music store or DVD store and you were filing video responses away there, you would file it, I think, under non-response. Responses would probably be the category that would be in.
What does that even mean? Okay, so yeah, that's a non-response response, but yet it's 11 minutes long. So clearly it is far from a non-response. Wow, and then this whole intimation that it's a non-response he deserves. Why does he deserve it? Oh, because he maligned your character, you know, did he say some things that offended you? Well, I'm willing to wager that you say some things that are going to offend me, and I'm gonna get a little bit angry too. So you may not. I guess you probably should not. You should not do a response then in that case, by your rationale.
But I make no apologies for doing that. I respond to people's issues when the response that they've made me is worth that kind of response, or whether the original video they've made is worth that kind of response. I don't think that's the case here, and I'll explain why as I go on. So what's happened is I made a video on antinatalism. Inmendham has responded, as I'm sure that comes as no surprise because he's a firm advocate on YouTube of antinatalism, so he felt the need to respond to the video that I'd made. Fair enough, no problems there. Before I get on to the bulk of the beef that I have with the video that he's made, a couple of comments really, because the start of his video, he says the start of my video didn't get off to a very good start. That may well be the case. I'm not too bothered about that. But the start of his video got off to a seriously tragic case. It had me laughing at the start of the video. I won't claim that I was laughing all the way through his video. But I was certainly laughing at the start. The first thing that he did is that he starts playing my video and watches my...
So we got these images, right? So we're comparing Inmendham to a slug or a snail, right? In trying to the caption is trying to figure out the Inmendham style. Well, so far your video has been fucking boring too, and that's entirely useless information. Yeah, sorry you don't find the subject of, you know, that I think has the most merit, the most substance, you know, known to man. This discussion right here about life and continued living and value and objective, subjective, and, you know, all of these things put together basically forms this whole grand theory of, you know, what is life? Life is shit, life is suckitude, life is bullshit, life is games, life is delusion, you know, life is, and we can talk about the substance behind that, and that's what constitutes antinatalism. And so it's the furthest thing from a slug that you could ever possibly be. Yeah, it's a mystery to me why you would use that image. It's just super untrue.
My opening titles, my intro, and make some snarky comments about intros. He obviously sees intros as a bit of an indulgence, you know. You're a bit self-indulgent if you make intro.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So we're about 2 minutes in, and you still haven't. All you've done is like this style bullshit. Oh yeah, the intros. He was getting on me for the intros, so therefore I gave him a non-response. I mean, come the fuck on. really, that seems to me more like you're pussying out. So I guess, I don't know, I am gonna skip forward at some point because this is real and interesting.
But I have to ask, what's more self-indulgent, having an 8-second intro to your video, or videoing yourself watching somebody else's intro and then spending 30 seconds discussing that intro? Well,
I think that, honestly, intros are retarded. You haven't refuted that. And so when somebody calls it out for what it is, which I did comically at the beginning of the video, so you're gonna harp on me for hating on your intro? Yeah, I am hating on your intro. It fucking sucks. It's retarded. Intros suck. You know, YouTube, all this internet. Ooh, wow, sparkly doo is you know, completely not on my radar screen. Okay, and so when I see shit like that, it's just like, wow, this guy is like a caricature, you know, he's doing like this YouTube trendy bullshit. And so yeah, it immediately like raises my guard and allows me to realize that, you know, this person isn't in it for the discussion, this person is in it for the fucking views. Why else would you have an intro on your fucking video? So yeah, I don't know. I think I've said enough on that.
I'll leave you to decide. I know which
Blah,
I
blah,
regard
blah.
as the most
Yeah,
self-indulgent
it sucks.
out of any
You
of
suck.
these. So I'd have to say, Gary, I don't think anybody who makes videos on YouTube could really fall under the category of the not self-indulgent, could they? Really, there's a certain self-indulgence and a certain
So response
narcissism
videos are
to
now
all of this.
self-indulgent.
I hope you would agree, at least on that point. He then makes a slightly smarmy comment about the fact that I'd say, oh, we're recording. There is a little bit of history. This is probably the only point he makes in the video that I'm actually going to address. Although I have addressed some of the points in comments that I left on his video briefly. But that's all I'm prepared to indulge them as for reasons that'll become clear.
So you made a video, and when it was responded to, that you know, it wasn't enough to make another video. You just had to do some text comments. The video was what, like 41 minutes or something like that. I haven't watched the video, but I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of substances is going on. Unless the first video that you made like was basically garbage, in which, you know, I don't know, in which case, you know, it's probably just a rehash of the old shit, just put in a slightly different way. But, you know, it needed to be said regardless, so whatever. Text comments suck. You could have made a video response in the same style as Inmendham. It, you know, going to certain time codes or whatever in the video and doing a response, but you chose not to, so that's on you. You tried to stink up the conversation with these stupid text comments. Don't you realize Inmendham doesn't like text comments? I don't like text comments. How do you express a thought in like such few words? How do you respond to shit? It's just a fail forum altogether, and you know, it's ridiculous. It's not useful. It's broken. Video responses are the best.
But this one subject that I will indulge in.
Oh,
the reason that I said that at the beginning of my video, and it's not the only video that I've ever said that in, but it's the only video I've ever broadcast that I've said that in, because when I switch my webcam software on, for some reason that I've not been able to fathom, 9 times out of 10, when I hit the record key, it just kind of creates an empty file. And so what I usually do is I usually hit the record key, then hit the stop key, and then start again. But as I hit the record key on this time, I could see, because I had the directory open that the files went in, that it was actually recording a file, a proper file, that it was recording video. Hence I said, oh, we seem to be recording. Hence at the end of the video I make the point that I've managed to do it all in one take. That was the first take I'd done, it's the first time I'd hit the record button. That's that's a minor issue really, but I just wanted to get that one out there, really, to clear that one up. Then after he does that, then
Who the fuck cares?
I spent about a minute, this is how bizarre it gets, I spent about a minute talking about Antinatalism's video, 100 video series, and Inmendham's telling me, oh, why don't you just get it, stops it sort of every 5 seconds and keeps saying to me, why don't you just get on with it? But the funny thing is, if you look, he's about 4 minutes into his fucking video by the time he's finished with that, and I'm only about 2 minutes into my video, so
holy shit!
And not really getting on with it.
You're not getting on with it.
Inmendham. Well, I'll leave that for you to decide. So to get onto the bulk of the video.
Oh, fucking finally, please.
About it. Before I do that, what I want to do is I want to tell you what I like about the YouTube format. This is very relevant. I think that when we hold conversations with each other face to face, debates, they don't tend to work out very well, do they? I think we all tend to do this. I tend to do this.
Well, that's a fucking sweeping generalization. Yeah, I would say that a lot of people smell it up. They foul it up somehow. They try to cheat the argument because they're doing it like you, and they, for the views, and they want the flashy, and you know, they or it ends up being something meaningless, like Professor Anton just talk about some random bullshit that, you know, it has no relevance to today at all whatsoever, and just kind of circle jerk kind of discussions. Those end up going pretty well because, yeah, it's a circle jerk. But you know, as far as like the conversations about antinatalism, like you know, the ones that I would characterize the exchanges with Gary, you know, for the most part, people have been like quite adversarial. And not to say that Gary isn't that way to some extent, but people also, you know, press his buttons and stuff. And I've tried to, you know, I have several videos, and I've had a few exchanges, I guess, and you know, some have been productive and some haven't. But to make a sweeping generalization like that, the YouTube format this and the YouTube format that, like, yeah, YouTube has a set like ups and downs, sure. So you're gonna, but you know, on the whole, what else is there, fucker? How else do you challenge somebody's opinion and try to promote your own ideas and, you know, shit like that? Name an alternative to the current YouTube format. You know, it's not just YouTube, it's just video exchanging. Doesn't matter what the platform is is entirely irrelevant unless you're fucking you're trying to somehow get a bunch of eyeballs, you know. So in which case you're harping on the YouTube because that's where the eyeballs are currently fixed. That's the website that people are coming to now. So all this commentary is just very basic. It's revealing about your priorities, seems like, on the YouTube format. So fucking get on with it again.
Much as anybody else, I'm just as guilty of this as anybody is that we tend not to listen to what the other person is saying. What we're doing is, while the other person's talking, we're busy reloading the torpedo tubes ready for our response. We couldn't really give a crap about what they have to say, unless they ask us a direct question that we can't get out of. We're not considering what they're saying. What we're doing is we're considering how we can counter and get our point.
Oh, well, that's very, you know, psychological, whatever. You're trying to assess my psyche at this moment, you know. That's not what I'm thinking. You know, you don't know what I'm thinking. Don't try to psychoanalyze me with that bullshit, reloading the torpedo tubes. That's not how my brain works, fucker. I'm listening to everything you're saying, and if you're saying something that's reasonable, then I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I'll accept this premise, but your conclusion somehow is messed up. I'm still using the logic. I'm not reloading the tubes or anything like that. And to kind of portray the video response dialogues and all of that as somehow like this psychological battle of egos or something, because that's the logical conclusion that your argument goes toward. That characterization is ridiculous and paranoid. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Seriously?
I think that's a pretty human universal.
No, lies. That's bullshit. I just said I didn't think about that, so wrong. My brain doesn't work that way. Lots of people's brains don't work that way, so fuck that shit, alright? Stupid.
Doing that kind of thing in the first place. So one of the things I like about YouTube is, whilst when I watch somebody's video I might mentally be doing the same thing, once I've watched the video I then have a chance to go away and reflect on it, to think on what's being said and to consider what I'm going to say in response prior to having done that. Now I'm not so conceited as to say this gives me a really great chance of my mind being swayed, because it doesn't. 99.9 times out of 100 I'm still going to make the same point. I'm still not going to be swayed by the argument.
What the fuck is that generalization? It depends on the argument, fuckwit. 99.9% of the time I'm not going to be swayed. Well, if the logic is sound, I'm going to be swayed. If the evidence that's presented to me in the video is verifiable and I accept it as the truth or whatever, then yes, my argument could be, my frame of mind could be swayed. That's right, it could. And you're basically saying that you're resistant 99.9% of the time. Well, that just speaks for itself, doesn't it? So why even have a debate? Just for the sophistry aspect of it, or what? And this is ridiculous, man. This is some whack shit right here. Come on, this celebrity crap. Fuck it all.
If it's quite a good one, we've all got our own biases, haven't we, Gary? And we're all going to stick to our guns perhaps more often than we should. But at least I allow for the possibility that
yeah, that 0.1% of the time. Again, so that's not true. But anyway, keep going.
He says might impact on my brain to some extent. I haven't totally indulged in some kind of methodology of responding to somebody that rules that out entirely. And it has come to pass over the time that I've been on YouTube that somebody has said something that's really struck a chord with me. Somebody said something and I've thought, you know what? That just causes me to reconsider what my position is on that. That just causes me to have a little bit of a rethink on that one.
Well, wow, heaven be praised. That 0.1%, that reconsideration, that's clearly what I'm striving for, is to have you of all people reconsider anything. Not whatever, antinatalism, anything. Whether or not your cat is ugly or cute or not, whatever. I don't really give a shit about swaying your opinion, and I don't think you should be wasting this much time on it.
So to Gary's response to me,
finally,
it might be worth doing if you've never watched one of Gary's videos, is to watch a few minutes of it. Perhaps watch the first 10 minutes. That's probably all you're really going to need to see, to get a feel of what's going on here. It was actually rather embarrassing.
Who gives a shit about what the feel is? It's not about what you feel. It's about the argument, shithead. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
What I've suggested is that the best thing to do is to listen to somebody's argument in its entirety. It's a little bit insulting not to be quite frank. And then once you've done that, to go away and have a think about it and then make your
Go and
response.
have a think about it. No. Okay, so that's just how you operate. That's not how I operate. I watch something and I react to it. Okay? Yes, if I had watched this video in its entirety and, gone away and have a think about it, and then come back and then I do my notes and stuff, yeah, they probably would have been more efficient. You know what? Because this was a bunch of drivel, and there's really a little substance in this whatsoever. And yeah, this non-response that takes 11 minutes. I mean, it's just laughable. What point were you trying to prove here? You're just saying, are you trying to claim victory? Are you claiming victory? Because I think you've lost the substance. Just from 30,000 feet. Seems like it. Seems like this is the response. This is the type of response of someone who has been trounced thoroughly in an argument and is now trying to weasel his way out of it. So just, that's the feeling I get. You want to talk about feelings? All right, well, that's my feeling. That's my subjective impression of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and watch the Gary video at some point when I have a free moment, and judge it for myself. But preliminarily, I think, well, I won't give it away, but we'll just anyway.
Perhaps the worst thing that you could do is to respond before you've heard even a fraction of the argument. But embarrassingly, Gary does even worse than that. As soon as I mention the word antinatalism, he jumps in and launches some kind of tirade defence against whatever argument he thinks I'm going to make. And I say it's quite embarrassing because then I don't end up making the argument that he thought I was going to make in the first place. Now, if I'd done that, I'd think, oh, bollocks, I've screwed up here. I've just started defending a point that this guy's accepting. He's not even going to argue the philosophical case of antinatalism. And like a twat, I've jumped in and jumped on an argument that he's ended up not making. But it's interesting. Gary has done this so many times. And if you think that I'm just making this point because he's responded to me, if you go back to a video of his a couple of months ago, I made this exact point when he responded to somebody else in this way. And what a ludicrous way it is to respond to somebody's argument.
Okay, name it, fucker. Name it. What's the argument that he strawmanned, that you claim he strawmanned, that he attacked a position that you didn't hold? Okay? Name it, fucker. You're just gonna go, oh, he did this. Gary did this. Gary. Fuck. Okay, who the fuck cares about what Gary said? Honestly. It's about the argument, shithead. Fuck.
But rather than backtracking and realising he'd done wrong, it just washes over him. He just carries on as if, so you accepted, blah, 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 and just carries on. As if he hasn't totally screwed up right from the word go.
Oh, screwed up. Okay, so maybe a mischaracterization of something in an early part of a video. Well, you could probably end up glossing over that if there's a substance in the rest of the video. So that's not a... You don't screw up. That doesn't disqualify the rest of the fucking video. If you come back and make claims and then they're responded to in the video, in the same fashion, what? I don't see the harm in it. I don't see that as disqualifying anything. I don't see that as like, I wouldn't characterize it in the same fashion.
Then I start to make my argument, and what Gary does is he responds sentence by sentence. I don't know why he didn't respond word by word, really. It would have made about as much sense. So, the point is this. Should I make a response to Gary? Because he does make a couple of points which are worthy of consideration. I really want to actually talk about them now, but
okay. So he's not. All those times I was saying finally, it's not happening. It's not happening. We're not gonna hear anything. We're gonna hear this 11-minute throw up, you know, of drama, assassinating, you know, the style of response video that Gary tries to promote, that I'm a big fan of, that I find meaningful. You're going to attack that format. You're going to accuse somebody of a straw man without revealing what that specific straw man was. So again, another time waster. So, you know, fuck this bullshit. All right, really, really, really bad. This is now 26 minutes, and all you did was straw man, accuse Gary of straw manning what you said, and saying that that's somehow disqualifying the rest of his arguments, and you're trying to claim victory or something. And so, you know, whatever. This is meaningless garbage on the internet. And if you really take this guy seriously, then you got problems, G. Alright, till next time and such.